India's first Passionpreneur mentor.
India's first Passionpreneur mentor.
2016, and I was in a job and I was working there for 16 plus years in different companies. That year, one video and one book literally changed my life.
Helping people achieve their dreams.
Mentored so many budding entrepreneurs. What have you found, Dev, to be some of the key characteristics or say qualities in someone who ultimately does become successful?
So first C stands for common sense. Second C stands for commitment. And third C stands for courage.
NewsX India A-list proudly recognizes Dev Gadhvi for excellence in business.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX India A-list with me, Devika Chopra, and we have a very special guest with us today. His name is Dev Gadhvi. He's the founder of the Passionpreneur movement. Dev, very interesting. Your journey began from very humble backgrounds and you've now become India's first Passionpreneur mentor. Could you tell us what was the pivotal moment or the turning point in your life that led you on this path?
I still clearly remember, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. This was year 2016 and I was in a job and I was working there for 16 plus years in different companies. That year, one video and one book literally changed my life. Just to give a background, I come from a very humble family. My dad was a truck driver, grew up in slums, completed my graduations there. And I worked in a job not knowing what to do in life. No passion, no mission, no vision. This 2016 was a wake-up call for me, which made me realize that I was suffering from a disease called mediocrity. It's such a fatal disease, even doctor cannot detect it, right? Corona can be detected after a few days, but mediocrity eats away so many years. But when I realized that there's something missing in my life, because I was making money, right? I had decent job, family, but there was no fulfillment, there was no joy, there was no excitement. And then I stumbled upon a video about sales training from Grant Cardone, and I read his book, The 10X Rule, which made me realize that we all have huge potential, but I was not using even 1% of my potential. And that, man, I really wish whatever I'm feeling right now, I changed my mindset, I took massive action, my energy changed, my fulfillment happened. I said, wow, if this could change by just changing my thought process, my mindset, I really wish what would happen if I continue doing this, upgrade my skills. That's how I found my passion, created content on social media. That was one of the life-changing moments, the book and the video.
Okay, so a lot of our people, of course, viewers may not know what Passionpreneur is all about. Can you just shed some light on what this movement is all about?
Well, Passionpreneur movement is our fight against the slavery. When I say slavery of what? The slavery of somebody doing less than their potential, which is the definition of mediocrity. You can be slave at 1 crore, you can be slave at 1 million also. But how you can come out of this comfort bubble of not knowing who you are, what is your passion, what is your mission, what is your vision, and how do you maximize your passion and make money from it? So the whole movement is waking people up from the mediocrity, helping them to find a passion and convert that into a real business. So the work will never be boring again and you can live every day a Sunday life.
So Dev, a lot of people actually do, like you said, feel very stuck in their 9-to-5 job, in the rat race. As the founder of the Passionpreneur movement, what is really your advice and your work with them? How do you work with the people that you mentor?
Yeah, so basically when somebody comes in, typically working in a job, no idea their mission, vision, passion, they will start with the process of clarity. Step one is who are you? Why are you born? So if I ask this question to most of people, why are you born? Most like, what do you mean? Nobody asked this question. They've asked the question, what's your degree? What's your qualification? How much money you make? But why are you born? Nobody asked. So first step is getting clarity of why are you born? What is your purpose? What's your mission? What's your vision? Then second step, once you have the clarity of your purpose and also what are the things that you can do to add value to people, then the second step is visibility. Like when nobody knows you, nobody can buy your product or service. So how do you get more visible? How do you create content? How do you, go on social media? And step 3 is about how do you convert your knowledge, your wisdom into a product or a service, right? You want to become a passionpreneur. You want to quit your job. You want to start building your business on passion. Somebody needs to buy something, right? So what do you offer? Your product, your service, like my mentees, a lot of them are in dog grooming business, coaching, training, a lot of chartered accountants, a lot of trademarking, real estate. So whatever your passion is, how do you convert that into a business through a product or service? That's a step 3. And step 4 is how do you monetize? If nobody pays you money, it's still a thought, it's still a dream. It does not become reality until you learn how to monetize. So how do you monetize it? Through one-on-one closing, platform closing, system closing. This is an entire process people go through in 4 months and change their life. A lot of my mentees, by the way, Devika, they have become crorepati in less than 12 to 18 months of starting the Passionpreneur journey. So that is how powerful the process is, and I really, really enjoy helping people.
Well, it's intriguing me as well as I'm speaking to you. Maybe I'll also be a part of the movement soon. But
For sure.
I mean, you've mentored so many budding entrepreneurs. What have you found, Dave, to be some of the key characteristics or say qualities in someone who ultimately does become successful?
I think there is one framework I teach my students. It's called 3C framework. What does the 3C stand for? If you have these 3 C's, you can have 4th C, which is crorepati. So first C stands for common sense. Second C stands for commitment. And third C stands for courage. If you have common sense, which we think is common, it's actually not. Like for example, it's common sense to invest in yourself and continue to learn and grow, read self-help books, have a coach or a mentor. But how many people actually do that, right? It's a common sense to upgrade yourself and learn new technology, new skill like AI is coming and dominating. But a lot of people don't do that, right? So common sense is number one. Number two is commitment, right? A lot of people say, I say, do you want to be successful? They say, yes. How committed are you to become crorepati or successful? They said, 90%. I think, what? Like, if you're in the ocean, you're drowning. If I say, I want to save you, how committed are you? Of course, you'll say 100%. But a lot of people do not say, I'm 100% committed and follow through. So commitment is second quality. Third is courage. No guts, no glory, right? So if you don't have courage, I say that you use 3 organs in business. Is heart, mind, and gut, right? You start with heart, your business, then you bring your mind into it so that you can make money from it as well. And then you got to have guts so that you can keep taking risk. Bigger the risk, bigger the reward. So these are the common qualities, and I think most of the people can have this, and most of the people can build a business.
Absolutely. And now that we've spoken about the characteristics and qualities, I'd also like to just tap into the fact that, of course, a lot of times entrepreneurship is romanticized because when we see business people, we always usually only see them at the end of their success.
Yeah.
That's when you hear the stories.
Yeah.
But I'd just like to understand from you that it's also filled with, of course, a lot of challenges. So could you share with our viewers, what those challenges really are? What were your own challenges and what did you learn from them?
Yeah. Well, as you rightly said, I think it looks a lot of glorified. You become a millionaire, traveling the world, impacting so many lives, writing books. But it has every year, Devika, I actually go through a swamp period. That I feel like, man, why am I doing this? Why am I here? And that is the risk we all take as an entrepreneur, as a passionpreneur, that our ability to persevere despite all the ups and downs. I went through a lot of challenges starting from the first year, before even I started my business. The first campaign itself was a disaster, like beginning. And I still remember it was still Gurgaon, and I attended, I did my one event, and I approved a lot of people to attend my free workshop, that at the end of the workshop, I'm going to shortlist my mentees. Out of 60 people, only 20 people showed up. And out of 20 people, nobody bought. And that literally, and I still remember clearly, when everybody had left the hall, I went in the corner of the seminar hall and I had tears in my eyes. I usually don't cry, not that crying makes you weak, but I'm usually a very tough guy. But I cried that day. I was like, why people are not believing in me? I want to change people's life. I was stuck in life, and I came from there to building my own business around passion. I want to help people, but why people are not believing? I had no money coming in. I had quit my job at that time. That was the biggest swamp period which I had to overcome. The next event was a super hit, and then rest is all history.
And Dev, you've also been often quoted as saying that your passion is in fact your best profession. So how do you think someone can identify their true passion and then also convert that into a profitable business?
Yeah, I think it's a very simple thing. The passion is always within us. It's just that we don't realize it. God has given us some gifts, some abilities, some skills. There are something that you're good at, I'm not good at. There are some things I'm good at, you may not be good at. You're using your gifts, I'm using mine. But you know what? Unfortunately, 90% people die without even realizing their true gifts. So the first thing you need to do in order to find your gift, your true passion, is to ask right questions to yourself. most of us, we've been asking wrong questions like, how do I make money? How do I become successful? How do I become wealthy? How do I, me. So from when we go from me-centric to them-centric, we're asking the right questions, we're asking, hey, what problems can I solve for this? What can I serve? How can I solve problems? How can I help people? How can I, be more valuable to other people? The universe has interesting way to giving you the right answers. When I ask this question, hey, how can I help people? Things just completely changed for me. In fact, I never thought that I'll build a business around what I'm doing today as a coach, as a mentor. I thought that, I'm just going to serve people. And then people reached out to me and said, hey, do you do paid coaching? I said, wow, iske paise bhi milenge. I'll get paid also for this. And then that just went to the next level. And all my mentees, thousands of them, they found their passion because they asked what problems we can solve for others. How can we serve others? And problems ki kami nahi hai, right?
Absolutely.
There's no shortage of problem, but there is a big shortage of problem solvers because a lot of people want to be a follower. They don't look at the problem and say, I'm going to solve this problem. So ask yourself what problems you can solve. That is how you find your passion. Of course, I've written more in detail in my books. And then how do you convert that into business? Is follow the 4-step process that I shared with you earlier. Anybody follows the process will be able to make money from your passion.
And Dev, before we let you go, of course, we also have to discuss what your aims are for the future. So as far as the Passionpreneur project is concerned, in India, what is it that you want to do with it in the future, and how do you now wish to influence and sort of change the landscape?
Sure, that's a good question. See, when I started my journey, it took me 2 years to learn and make money from my passion. Because I went from coach to coach to coach, mentor to mentor, seminar to seminar. I was like, yeah, I really wish there was like a one-stop solution.
Right.
For somebody coming from a job, I have no idea about business. Business ka bhi nahi pata. How do I start? I said, man, I'm going to create this ecosystem, which is like a one-stop solution. And that's so far in last 6+ years, I've been able to create this successfully. And we'll keep refining. So this Passionpreneur movement, it actually started from, hey, how do you change your mindset? 2, how do you improve your skill? Then how do you find your passion and make money from it? And then now it has gone to a place that, hey, how can you have a holistically successful life, which is not just about the money. Zyada paisa ho gaya doesn't mean you'll be more happy. Of course, more money is good, but without fulfillment, without health, without relationship, without meaning to life, it has no meaning. So now creating an ecosystem where people can change themselves mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and even socially with relationship and all those things. So that is the ecosystem that we have created, and I'm very fortunate to be able to have great people in my team, great mentors who are enabling me to do so.
Well, Dev, it's been a lovely conversation with you, and thank you so much for sharing all about the Passionpreneur movement and the project with the people in India. And I'm sure, of course, a lot of people will be inspired, and hopefully they'll also perhaps reach out to you maybe to take that next big step in life.
I'm really glad. Thank you so much for all watching this and sharing a lot of love, and thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.